What's up, everybody? I'm the 1B, and I'm going to show you how to make this little animation where the numbers start to count up in After Effects. And not only am I going to show you how to do that, I'm going to show you how to use that process to automate making those numbers for your Let's Play episodes for gaming. And this is going to automate that process so you don't have to do a bunch of things that I will show you that I used to do and that I will no longer ever have to do. So this is going to help you out. Here we go. Here we are in Photoshop. We have our thumbnail for our Let's Play. This right here shows which episode that you're on. Typically, my process would be to do one of two things. The first thing, like episode 1. Every time you had a new episode for a thumbnail you needed, you would go in here and let's go ahead and duplicate this artboard here, right? And you would do this. And you would change it. When you come to games like Oblivion and you've played it for 100 hours and you have 200 episodes, you have done this now 200 times. This sucks. We don't want to do that. So, in my infinite wisdom, to try to figure out a faster way to do it, spending a day and a half trying to do this, I also went into Adobe Illustrator and I typed it all out. And then I went into Photoshop and I imported all of those 100 and some labels. And then I would just, we would go duplicate artboard. We'll call it 3. And I would go in and I would have all of these set up and ready to go. And so then I would just turn this one on, turn that off. Obviously there's 8 here. I had a bigger file. It was taking forever to load. Yeah, I don't want to see that. All right. So then I would just do that. And then I would duplicate the artboard, come in here, do this, do that, do this, do that. And I would just keep doing it over and over and over again, export in a batch, right? That was what I was doing. I tried to do an InDesign template. It would be faster and I could just import it that way. Nah, that's all too whack. This all doesn't work the way it should. It's not the most efficient way to do it. And for a creator that is playing the games and also video editing, doing any animations for my stuff, doing all my own social media, doing all my own graphics, you have to be doing things the most efficient way possible, and doing it that way isn't the way. So before I did this, I deleted a bunch of files because that's how confident I am in this process that I'm going to show you right now. All right, so now we're in After Effects. Just to kind of even show you further how long I've been doing this, I have done over 700 episodes of videos published once a day for the last 2 years. So basically 2020 and 2021, video every day, sometimes more. Okay, and so here is my thumbnails for every single one of these games, and then inside of each of these there's multiple episodes, right? So you can see that I've been doing this for a long time. What we want to do is we're in After Effects now, and I'm going to show you how to set this file up. So what we're going to need is we're going to need a whatever your background's going to be for your thumbnail, which I created in Photoshop, and then I'm going to import it over here to handle the automation of the episode text. What we're going to do is we're going to do new comp, okay? So 1280 by 720 is what YouTube recommends you to have for thumbnails. You're going to want them under 2 megabytes as well. So make sure that your frame rate is whatever it is. I recommend 12 just because it's going to be simple here, and I'll show you why. And then I do 20 seconds here for duration of the composition. And we'll just call this episode number automation, okay? I'll show you right now why that 12 frames is helpful. How many ever episodes you need, what you're going to do is you're going to take your frames and you're going to multiply by how many seconds you do, right? So I'm going to have 240 frames. So that means this is going to give me 240 thumbnails. So when you scroll through here, it's going to be easier for you to see each frame. If you do like 60 or 100 per second, it's going to be too fast for you to see this, and it's just easier to work with at a lower frame rate. Okay, so because this is a little bit bigger, we're going to make it smaller. I already know because I've been doing this for a day and a half what size it needs to be. Mine's 24%, but basically you want a 1280 by 720 image, and then we have that, and you can lock it because you're not going to do anything with that no more. And then next is you need a new text layer. So we're going to go episode, And let's go ahead and select that. Let's make it just a little bit smaller. And we'll give it a outline so it's easier to read. And we're going to move the position just out of the way so you can at least read what's going on. And this here, obviously, you could play around with this more if you wanted to transform it. Like I would do this, right? If I wanted it to look exactly the way I wanted it. And then we'll take this and we'll make it like, I don't know, 30. And then we'll turn off this. Okay, this part is not really important. And then we're going to give it a number. And we're going to increase that number to that size, just so it's there, okay? So now we have the number that we're going to start with and the episode thing here. And what you're going to need is you're going to go to Effects, and you're going to go Slide Control. Oops. Is it Slide Controller? It might be Controller. Slide. Oh, it's Slider. Sorry. Slider Control. And you're going to put that on the number one. Then we're going to come here. And we're going to open up these things. So you're going to want to be able to see your source text area. You're going to open up the effects part. And you're going to want to be able to see this slider part. So you're going to hold Alt. And you're going to click on source text here. See? It's going to give you this. You're going to take this little tool here. It's a whip tool. And you're going to connect that to slider. Then you're going to come to the front. Make sure this text stays here. Capital M. It has to be a capital M. Math, period, round. Open parentheses. Delete that second one. Go to the very end. Add a close parentheses. So now you've just created this. This is JavaScript. It's going to give you a nice little script. And then we're good there. See, it's at 0 right now. This is wrong. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to click on this slider thing here to create this keyframe. And we're going to change this to 1. See, now it's a 1. And then we're going to scroll to the very end. And we're going to type in 240. We're going to hit enter. It's going to drop a new keyframe. And now watch. When I press this, it's going to count this. So every frame is going to be a new number. Okay, so this is why I was saying that you want to do 12 seconds. Or 12 frames per second, right? So this is a full second right here. Right? So 1 frame, 2 frames, 3 frames. Well, actually, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6. So you can see all the way up to 1 second. So now you're done, right? You have all the frames set up, and it's just going to count, right? It's just going to go. And you can do this up to 1,000, episode 1,000, whatever you need. And then, right? So make sure you save as, right? Save as, whatever you want to call it, and then you're going to want to export. And I use Adobe Media Encoder Q. I have all of the Adobe Creative Suite. So I'm just going to tell you right now that this is what I use. So I'm going to show you how I do it. Because I have more luck with Adobe Media Encoder than actually using After Effects to do its own encoding. Okay, so then when you go in here, you have a choice between all these things. And I chose PNG. Right? And then it's going to give you and then, right, you can come in here and you can do sequence match source or sequence with an alpha. And then you want to go in here and you want to give it a name. And so what I did is the 1B plays, house flipper, dash. And the reason I do this dash is I'm going to show you the way these files come out right now. See, as it goes, the 1B plays, house flipper, YouTube, thumbnail, and when I hover over here, it says -000.png at the end. Okay? Let's make it easier for you to read here. This right here, that gets added on by the Adobe Media Encoder. Right? It counts out each frame, and it starts at 0, even though, as you can see here, it gives you a 1, right? And then I can just keep scrolling through here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yada, 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 all the way up to 240, right? And it just automates it. And And then basically you hit this button right here, boom, gone. 240 episodes, thumbnails. I don't have to type it anymore. I don't have to type it. I don't have to go and type a bunch pre-hand and export them and then bring them into Photoshop and then do them that way. Now I let After Effects do it. This is the greatest thing. The greatest thing. Okay? We're trying to automate and streamline as much of this process so that we can just play video games. And then we can get better at creating stuff. And the only way you do it is to be in the shit. I'm just saying that right now. You have to be in the shit. You have to go in and you have to try all these different ways and you have to say, this sucks. There's a better way to do this. And then you figure it out. And it's an epiphany. And you haven't slept for like 30 hours. And you're like, oh yeah. I could probably do this in After Effects. And then you find this. And then you find a tutorial that shows you how to use the slider control to count the numbers. And then you're just... And you never have to do it again. You never have to do it again. All right, everybody. The more I figure this stuff out, the more I'm going to share with you. So this is what we got. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.